Right now, we're starting. There's a drop. There it is. Hello and welcome. First Reform Take, I think. Yep. MLB show. And we've got to start right off with Pope Robert. Well, Pope Leo the 14th. This is a Pope show now. What do you think of the new Pope?
It's good we got one of our guys in there. It was
Hey,
about
we got
time.
baseball fan in.
Um, there's apparently controversy over whether or not he's a Cubs or a White Sox fan.
Makes a big
Um,
difference to the church for me.
yeah, my guess originally was Cubs because allegedly
Obvious
he's
reasons.
allegedly he's covered up some sexual abuse, but that's
Hmm.
sort of it comes with the territory. But I guess he's a White Sox guy. His brother got really mad about it. He's like, "How dare you call him a Cub fan?" But we still haven't heard from the Pope himself. So his
Yeah.
brother might be doing a prank on every. Like we don't know this guy's deal.
It could truly go either way with our good Leo the 14th. I choose the path of hope that he is a White Sox fan and he will excommunicate Jerry Reinsdorf and send him to hell where he deserves to be.
Yeah, I would like to hear his thoughts on like the Tony La Russa experience and like that sort of thing. Does he think Chase Meadroth is a guy who can stick? These are questions that people need to be asking. Who
There are a
they
lot
need
of
to
questions right now to be
Yeah,
answered.
they need to send the athletic beat reporter out there. Get the beat reporter out to the Vatican and let's get a lot of answers out of this guy.
So before you drop whatever topic we're doing, because I don't plan this at all, ever, I need to drop. We're interrupting the show for emergency Red Sox talk.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
the Red Sox have once again crashed out, I'm afraid, an
Didn't
hour
didn't
ago with
didn't they win
Rafi
today?
Devers. But they're crashing out with Rafi Devers in the media as we
Oh, that's good.
speak. They have asked Rafi Devers to play first base, to which he has responded a hard no, and basically called them stupid. He says, here in the clubhouse, thankfully, the relationship that I have with teammates is great. I don't understand some of the decisions that the GM makes. Next thing you know, someone in the outfield gets hurt and they want me to play in the outfield. So, sounds like a hard no to first base from our friend Rafi Devers.
I guess so, but this is what he said about moving from off of third in the offseason. He was like, I'm not moving off third base. And then they're like, fuck you, we're signing Alex Bregman. He's a better third baseman. And he was like, okay. And then he did. So like I don't know. I think he'll end up doing but like I don't know. What do the Red Sox do about this?
Devers
Like
on conversation with Breslow via translator. I know I'm a ball player, but at the same time, they can't expect me to play every single position out there. In spring training, they talked to me and basically told me to put away my glove, that I wasn't going to play any position other than than DH. So,
yeah, so that's tough because I do
way to
I
go, Red Sox.
I do like that he's being like they want me to play every position on the field and they're like we literally
Need
spent
one.
we spent so much money to make you not play a position and now our first baseman's knee exploded and a bunch of other people just can't play first in our organization for some reason, so could you do it? He's like, you want me to learn every position? I already learned third. I learned how to play DH. Like, now you want me to learn first base?
It's
I don't know.
extremely dramatic from all parties involved right now.
Yeah. And I
Um,
guess it sounds like they floated the idea of having him in the outfield, which there's no reason. I can't imagine they actually did that. They
No,
actually
I
have a
think
ton
I
of
think he's
outfielders.
just being highly sarcastic um,
Okay. Yeah.
about. Well, they asked me to play first base. What's next? I'm their catcher because someone
Sure.
got hurt. Which I will say, like first base. So I'm in the Sox group talking about it, and I'm probably the middle ground person here. Although I will say the Red Sox are just dog water at treating their players halfway decent. I can't think of a star ever in Red Sox history who's been treated well because I know it's not Pedro. Maybe Ortiz.
Yeah,
Ortiz
I was
was
gonna say
treated fine.
Ortiz seems like it was fine.
Um, but everyone else had some major drama um, with the organization back to Babe Ruth. and them not signing any black players until the 70s, maybe the 60s. I think the 70s. They were the last. Um,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's not good. Look, I love the Sox, but it's similar to my love of the Catholic Church. It's I was born into it. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like first base is the easy one to go to, but I also do feel like Rafi would be absolutely terrible at it, and he was already bad to start the year when he wasn't happy being a DH. So
Yeah.
I guess my question is, what is Alex Cora's job? Does he do anything? Because I
I
feel like this is the only thing a baseball manager is there to prevent.
yeah. I mean, what was so he signed a 10-year contract extension last year. Like, what was the conversation then? Because I mean, obviously they knew that he wasn't going to play third base until he was like in his 40s. Like, it was clear
Yeah,
that
I
he was going
don't
to have to
know.
move off third eventually. Did they, was the plan all along to just move him to DH eventually? Or what? I would think the natural move would be to first base, but then I guess they just didn't have that like
I think they genuinely never talked about it.
that
I
just
think they
seems
genuinely
impossible.
never. I think these teams might be worse than we think they are. At like maybe they're just really good at projecting out numbers and stuff, but they maybe the personnel management is legitimately like as bad as the public school system.
I
It's
guess,
just a
but
bunch of people
it's,
making
it
assumptions.
seems
That
like the
is
Red Sox,
possible.
at least in player development, are pretty good at telling players what they want. Like they basically completely remade Christian Campbell into like a bat speed demon. Like
Yeah,
they,
that's I
they
well, Campbell. I guess maybe with young players they can just
yeah, like
get on them.
they've had a really good track record recently with like player development of hitters, like teaching them how to swing harder and stuff, which like that is more than just like spreadsheet shit. Like you have to explain like kinematics to a 20
Yeah,
year
but
old.
that's coaching, right? I mean, that's
Yeah, but I
smaller
mean that's kind
scale.
of what this is too. Like
Well, this is
you're a people
management,
like
I
yeah,
think.
Alex Cora is like a people manager, and like so is the executive, like so is Breslow. Like he has to be able to talk to these players. I don't know. It's kind of baffling
Maybe
to me.
not. Maybe
I guess
not. Maybe
but then
all the
Trey
upper
Breslow, like
management guys.
I mean, you would think Breslow, he was in MLB. He had like 10 years service time. Like he was a player not that long ago. Like he should be able to talk to these guys and not be like one of these like Harvard guys who's like never spoken to a person from the Dominican Republic in their entire life. Like
Yeah, you would really think so. And yet,
yeah,
here we stand.
yeah.
With my guys just flaming out. And I don't really understand what's going on. But I don't know. I thought maybe you'd be able to explain to me simply, but maybe we'll just never know what this
No, that's
curse
confusing to me
is for the
because
Red
like
Sox.
I'd have to imagine during that extension talk, the one of the main conversation points was you aren't going to play third base the whole time. Like it was pretty obvious. Like he was not like a nightmare at third, but he wasn't very good.
He might have been a nightmare at third. He led the league in errors like 7 years, I think.
Yeah,
He was
kind
not
of
good.
imperfect, but yeah,
I know, but I think the criticisms of him at third base probably weren't loud enough.
yeah,
I had no problem with them bullying him off third base for Bregman. Well, Bregman's one of the only guys who can really hit consistently for the Sox right now, I feel. So
yeah,
I'm
he's
fine
really
with
good.
it. But yeah, first base, I guess why I summed it up is I'm fine with you asking him completely. If it's a no, just I would pretty much take the no. Like I think you can trust Devers isn't just being completely lazy on this, and it would actually mess with him. Um, and I feel like that's what Cora should be there for, is to smooth all that over. But
Yeah,
I
and
don't know
it's
what
not like
Cora does.
it's also not that he would be. It's not like okay, you learn how to play first base now, and then you're the first base for the rest of this contract either, because Casas is going to come back next year, and he's a big part of their future. Like they want him to be a guy.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a 1 year thing. He's not ever
yeah.
moving to first
So
permanently. Probably not even, frankly. They
for
probably
the rest
want
of the
him as
year.
a stopgap until the end of May or June and sign, trade for someone, see how they. I mean, they should be right in the playoff race. I haven't looked at the standings. I think they're 3.5 back, but it's not that
Yeah, I
hard
mean
to
it's
win in the fail state of the AL East. Yeah, they're 2 back. They're fine.
yeah. But then like
Almost
also
2 back.
what happens when Yoshida comes back? Because he can't play a position either.
I don't think Yoshida's in the cards on this team.
They
Um,
trade maybe they trade him for someone who plays first base.
yeah, I feel like they've been trying to trade Yoshida for a while under Breslow. He was a what's his name guy, our previous dude, who I liked, by the way.
Bloom.
Yeah, Heim. Yeah, he was a Heim guy. So everyone thought Yoshida would head over to St. Louis, and never happened. And I don't know. Someone's gonna be they St. Louis has to have some bad first baseman who I kind of like, right?
Um Alec Burleson.
Lucan. Honestly, Brendan Donovan, I mean, he plays everywhere, but can we get
Yeah.
him on a little? I love Brendan Donovan, fantasy streamer legend.
Yeah, he's one of your guys for sure. You always have him.
I have Brendan Donovan a lot. Lucan Baker has a great name. I don't know anything
I
else
think he
about him.
sucks.
Burleson was a Tiger, right?
Um,
This the right
no,
Burleson?
this is a different Burleson. I also thought that, but this guy came up with the Cardinals like 3 years ago. He's only
He's got
been
a
with them.
twisted look
They
about
drafted
him.
him.
I don't trust
Yeah,
him.
he's he's been very bad this year, but he's been good in the past. He like actually might be fine. I don't
This
know.
guy looks like he could be either extremely chill or like just the absolute dastardly villain at a house party.
Yeah, but these
Could go
guys like
anyway.
all these Cardinals guys have so much service time like remaining on these contracts. Like they would have to go for some guy on an expiring, which there's plenty of those. Like those guys get moved at the deadline all the time for like some reliever in high A. Like it wouldn't take much at all. Like I don't know. But
Lars Nootbaar, great name. Like Lars Nootbaar.
yeah,
Okay, what's the show
he's
about
awesome.
today?
Okay, I'm gonna send you the theme song for the segment I have planned. Is there a chat on here? Yeah, okay.
Just yeah, the normal. Oh, on do.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I
go
didn't
to
know
the
that
Do
drop.
they
you wanna
Wow,
do
why is there?
your
I didn't.
life?
This is on me. I didn't
I
look at the video.
wanna
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
Can you guess the theme of this segment?
Are we going back to the Rockies?
We are going back to the 2025 Colorado Rockies. This is I
How,
Want to
how are
Rock,
they doing?
the first and only segment on the podcast. Currently they are losing 8-1.
Okay.
This is the second leg of a doubleheader, which they lost by an even worse margin. I think it was 11-1, 10-2. No, not so bad. But yeah, this team.
13.9 wins above replacement. That's more than I would have thought total for the year,
Uh,
which is
wait,
pretty
say
low.
that again?
They have 13.9 total wins above replacement right
No,
now.
that's got to be last year, or that's their projection. There's no way they have. They're like
Projection.
on Baseball Reference, they have -2 WAR as a team for the season.
Oh, I love
Um,
that.
yeah, and then I'm gonna I so since we recorded, they've won one game. I'm sending this to you on Discord DM because I don't know if it would send in the Zoom, but this is a screenshot I took during the game against the Giants the other day. Um, if you could pull that
Yup.
on, yeah. So this one really made me laugh because they they were playing the Giants. They pull Herman Marquez with the bases loaded. Jake Bird, who's been their best player this season, comes in relief, and they show this graphic, and I immediately said, "That is a bad idea." And first pitch was not even a pitch. It was a pitch clock violation on Jake Bird,
Very
and
nice.
then he gave up a grand slam to Matt Chapman, and then they proceed to lose the game by a lot of runs. Um, so last episode, you were like, "Why is this happening?" And like, why spiritually are the Rockies like this? And I didn't have an answer because like I try not to ascribe meaning to April baseball because you
I'm
just end
I'm a
up
spiritualist, famously.
yeah, and you just like I just end up being wrong if I try to like I mean, you could look at anything in our Discord from me, you or Seth in the past like
Hmm.
6 weeks and it's like instantly spoiled milk, but um I think so like this ties into like why AI and like self-driving cars aren't going to work because like I think that there's just a certain threshold of like human behavior and instinct and like mental capacity that like transcend algorithms and spreadsheets. Like, so you could call that like the art of the brain or like the magic component or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, and I think a lot of baseball front offices are sort of coming around to this where there's sort of an anti-reaction to all the statcast data. Not that they're like
Yeah.
ignoring it, but they are now bringing back like sort of classic, like the magic element of baseball, and like you're seeing this with like
You know
high.
who's going to cause this, actually, outside of baseball, but in sports, is if the Boston Celtics actually go down to the Knicks, we are going to
Yes, this is
see
a
a
that's a
pure
classic.
rebellion.
Yeah, old like the old head revolution.
Yep, old head
Um,
revolution is coming for
yeah, and
everyone
like
if that
the way
happens.
the way this is being expressed in baseball right now is like these high contact like speed guys like Steven Kwan or Chandler Simpson and like stuff like that where these are guys that like 5, 10 years ago would have like just been completely shelved. Like they wouldn't have even been like, especially the Rays would have never given Chandler Simpson a shot like this. And so like they're bringing back in the magic element to it, but the Rockies have are a different style where like they never learned about the sabermetrics in the spreadsheets or anything, so they've been 100% maxed out on the magic sliders this whole time. Like they're it's just all magic, but then to like use a reference like of your favorite film franchise, like they're just complete muggles. Like they don't have
Yes.
the ability. Like they're
And
trying to do
no, there's
magic.
squibs,
I don't know what
famously.
that is.
I know, I
Um
just wanted to do a little Harry Potter. They're the ones who are born into magic families but can't do magic.
yes, okay,
Professor
that
Filch
yeah.
was a squib.
Mhm,
It's a Harry
yes.
Potter show now.
Yeah, we love it. And yeah, because like the Rockies front office, like their understanding of like modern sabermetrics, I would say is like marginally better than that of like the uncon uncontacted tribes on Sentinel Island. Like
Hmm.
if you like say the word like sports science to anyone in the Rockies front office, like they're just gonna start like shooting arrows at you. Like they are just like completely off the entire grid of all of this.
I think there could be a world in which it's almost respectable, but I just think what it's replaced with in I really want to know how those front offices actually work, what it's
Yeah.
like going in day to day. I
Well, that's why
would
we have to go to the baseball business Rockies seminar in September
absolutely, that
and
could be a
learn
field
learn
trip
from
we
the
go to.
best.
I would love to know like what a ticket salesman at the Rockies feels like. What because you must see just absolutely the most incompetent, stupid, like what, 57-year-olds who are like
Yeah.
probably squandered their retirement saving on like Trump coin or something.
Yeah.
Um,
They're big on like revaluing the Iraqi dinar.
oh yeah, I like those guys. Have you seen, just
Maybe
to get a
maybe
quick
that
aside, have you seen the stars of the game thing on Fangraphs? I like this. I didn't
um
know, but looks like no one ever votes for it.
oh
So I
yeah,
guess
I
it's not
I don't
useful.
yeah, I don't think anyone ever does because like I do remember that from years ago and but I don't think anyone does that.
Let's
We
bring this
could
back,
start.
people.
Yeah, okay.
All eight
Viewers,
viewers.
we're gonna start doing this. We're
I
gonna
don't know
pick
why I
the
went to
worst
the games
player.
I went to. I'm just kind of scrolling around Fangraphs as we do the
You're just like
show.
on the Royals schedule.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just on the one for the day. I was actually looking for the Rockies, but I got distracted by I saw Alejandro Kirk was the 29th highest WAR estimate, and that didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, he's one of
Um,
those guys that projections like always loves, but is just he's just actually really never been good.
it's not that good. I've had him in leagues constantly because he's projected high, and yeah, he plays 100
Yeah.
games at like pretty good level. He's
But
27.
not
I
even.
don't
Like
know.
scroll down, like he hasn't even had good numbers in
Yeah,
a
I mean,
while.
I don't know if this little 4.3 war year. I
I
don't
guess he's a
know.
really good
Defensive.
defender. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know,
all
man.
defensive war
I
is
think
fake
he's
to me, though.
I think he's mostly good at framing.
Yeah. Good thing we're getting rid of that, honestly. I hate it. I'm ready for ABS, the challenge system. I can't
The
wait.
challenge system will be awesome. I don't want them to go full robot, but I
Neither do
do want
I.
them
I
to
want to
be
be able to
awesome.
blame the players for blowing challenges. That's the
Yeah.
fun ground.
Yeah.
And it'll give Alex Cora something to actually do,
Yeah.
like manage that.
And
I don't know what
speaking
baseball managers do anymore.
speaking of the strike zone, like that story in The Athletic where they Major League Baseball went to the umpires union and was like, "Okay, we're going to change the way we grade you on your accuracy because it used to be that they're graded on balls and strike accuracy, but they were given a 2-inch buffer zone on either side of the strike zone. So they were like, if you get something wrong within that buffer zone, it's fine. Like we will mark that as correct." And then this season, instead of 2 inches, they were like, okay, it's actually going to be 0.75 inches. And they told the umpires union that. And then they claim to have relayed this information to all the teams, but this was like a very heavily sourced article, and they went to players and coaches and front office and executives and all these people from a bunch of different teams, and they were all like, "No one told us about this." But MLB like maintains that they did, which like this is just such a classic like
Yeah, the
Manfred
set.
era thing where
Yeah,
they have a good idea and then they implement it, but they make it really messy for no reason. And then they double down because originally they assume, well, no one will notice this, right? It's only 1.25 inches, even though this is obviously going to make a huge difference in the way balls and strikes are called. Everyone notices, and then for the first month of the season, players and coaches and announcers are like, it really feels like the strike zone's little bit smaller this season. And then these reporters at the Athletic keep hearing about this. They ask the league, and they're like, "Well, yeah, we everyone knew this." Like
I
what?
really think the central thesis of this episode is just like how actually incompetent the management of everything might be.
Yeah,
Like getting
it,
older, it's like you start to actually realize, like, no, it's possible people here are just this stupid
yeah.
and covering their
There's
asses.
like
That's
they
all it
these
is.
people just don't know how to talk to each other. Like
No, they can't
it's
send an email. It's a classic
yeah,
issue. There's no email communication,
yeah.
or no one
I
reads their email.
I just don't get it at all. It's so crazy to me. Like the amount of money and attention into this, like, and then there's also a lot of data suggesting that there's significantly more drag on the ball this year, and so and at this point in the season, like
Describe
that.
what that means.
Okay, so
I mostly know, but it's
I
good
mean,
to
this kind of
explain.
physics stuff is like sort of butts up at the ceiling of my mental capacity, but basically Major League Baseball bought I think who makes the baseball?
Oh, I
Rawlings.
don't know. I don't know. I don't
They
ever
bought
remember.
years ago they bought the company that's made the Major League Baseball forever. The Major League Baseball famously is made out of cow leather, and then they take it to some secret river in like Delaware, and they throw it in the mud and they rub it all up. And it's you're not allowed to know where the river is because the mud is special there for some reason. Like talk about like the magic element of baseball. Um,
Yeah.
and then MLB bought that company, and then soon after that they started toying with the ball, like making very minor adjustments. But when you make a minor adjustment to a baseball, it has like very significant impacts on the way it travels. And like 2019 was famous because that was like the juiced ball. They didn't tell anyone it was going to be a different ball. It took like a month for people to figure out, but then that was like when everyone like Statcast was public data.
Genuinely
Um,
one of my favorite baseball years,
it was a
by the
crazy
way.
season. Like the Twins broke the home run record and
Yep.
stuff. Like it was there was a lot of stuff going on.
Is
Um, and then 2020, well, actually, and then in the 2019 playoffs, they switched the ball to a dead ball, which is
yeah,
just
when they
just
did the playoff
absolutely
switch,
crazy. Like you've played the entire season with like this rabbit ball that will just like fly out of the park like you're playing with metal bats, and then you're like, okay, it's the playoffs. Every
We've got to
people
tone down. People
people who
want this.
yeah, people who don't like baseball are finally watching the sport this season. What should we do? We should make the sport way more boring and
Hmm.
not tell anyone. And like everyone realized it immediately because you've been watching 162 games, you learn how to judge a ball off the bat, and then it's just like completely different. And then ever since then, it's kind of fluctuated, but the last like 3 years, you haven't really heard anything. I think 2022 was the last season where there was like major
I
discourse about the
think was
ball.
2022 the humidor year. The humidor thing was
Yeah, I think
recent,
that was
like
when they
2020, when
well
everyone
they
started putting the
had been
balls in
yeah, because
humidors.
some of the stadiums had always used humidors like Colorado and like Arizona have to, but now everyone does, so it's like
Everyone
more
started using the
standardized.
Arizona one.
Yeah, and that I think that was either 22 or 23. But then there was also I think in 23 maybe the year that the Yankees missed the playoffs, there there seems to be significant data that there were two baseballs being used that year and it was just
Oh yeah,
completely
there was.
random.
Well, wasn't there? Okay,
And then
conspiracy guy, but the Aaron Judge home run chase, the balls were
okay, well that is a
different.
different thing. I could explain that too. But
Mm,
the year the Yankees missed the playoffs, like just it seemingly by ineptitude, they were playing most of their games with the dead ball rather than like the normal ball. And I but like if they're playing like the other team was playing with those same balls, so like it doesn't really matter. But then the Aaron Judge thing, once he was getting close, all the balls had to be pre-authenticated and um so it like they had to like physically mark the ball or something, what I think was the problem. And uh it like changed
sure.
how the ball like moved off the bat, I think. Um
I think, yeah, I think they were juicing Aaron
I
Judge's
mean they
home
that
run
could
balls.
they could have been doing that too. Who knows? But
I I know I'm a hater. I know last time I said he wasn't as good. Why has the Athletic gotten rid of my ability to see more than three comments, by the way?
you're not logged in.
Well, I'm not logging in. I don't know if I how can I read
um
the articles if I'm not logged in? It has all my account stuff.
I don't know
Oh,
because
I'm not
there's
subscribed, maybe?
that's
It
weird.
has all my stuff as Napoli, Liverpool, URI, BC. A new segment, just athletic comments,
We
people saying a
honestly
real team guy.
we could do a lot of episodes about the athletic
We
comments. I
could
love
do
poking around on there. There's so many good like so many good comments on there. And
some really good
there's some
minds.
power users that pop up too because you can't like click on someone's profile and like go to their post history, but you start to recognize the names that pop up over and over, and there's some really good stuff. But anyway,
Oh
the
yeah, it
ball this
does. I'm
year
not subscribed.
the ball this year appears to be slightly deadened. But there's been no communications to that effect. It's just all the data seems to suggest that, but there's been no confirmation from the league that the ball was changed or anything of the sort. So just
No, and there
another
won't be. It's some of their secret
masterclass.
cooking and just whatever. I don't really get what they're trying to do with it. Same thing as the pitching substance stuff, where they refuse to just follow whoever's suggestion to just make the pitchers have some standard substance to doctor the ball
Yeah,
instead of every whatever the overcomplicated argument is right now with everything. It would be really easy and it would uniform everything. I don't know what the pushback is, but
yeah, that's something
baseball.
that people just stop talking about too, because they still do the check after most innings, but it seems pretty security theater esque. Like they're really
Yeah,
not checking, and
it's
I don't
going
even
into a
know.
concert checking for weed level.
Yeah, I don't know if they've even ejected anyone this year.
I don't think so. I don't think they have. If they have, it's someone like they just hate, like that former Toronto pitcher who went to the Mets, who everyone gets mad at.
Yeah,
Who's that guy?
Toronto pitcher that went to the Mets.
Yeah,
R.A.
everyone gets
Dickey,
mad at him. No, I don't know. He used to post on
Toronto.
Twitter a lot.
Oh, Stroman.
Yeah,
Oh
Marcus
yeah.
Stroman. Um, all right. What's next? We have 10 minutes.
Um,
What do we
I don't
want
know.
to think about? Can we talk about Pete Crow Armstrong? I
I
feel like
I
we've covered
guess.
most of it.
He's not that interesting to me. I think he's just having
I
a
don't
crazy hot streak.
agree.
You just like him
He
because
has
you have
an
him on your
earring.
team.
He has an earring though.
I don't. He basically doesn't have eyebrows. It's kind of the Dustin May thing. It freaks me out.
Yeah, he has a very look at this look. I don't
It,
know.
I
This
don't like
is
that at all.
I love this. I
But
think
when
this
you,
is
I will say, when I watch him, he seems like fine. But his look is very bad to me.
it's like a White Walker kind of. I think it's cool. He
Yeah.
has like
Can you go to Dustin May's profile?
yeah, of course.
He's really scary. He
Didn't we look
has.
at Dustin May last week? Oh no.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, this is
There's no
scarier than I
eyebrows there.
expected. No, there are.
And
Look, there's this
that's
one
actually
long
that's just like bone, I think.
no, let's look closer. Yeah, I think you're right, and the eyebrows are right here, actually, in light
Yeah,
blonde.
it's fucked up, dude. And his I think his player profile on MLB.com is actually even scarier. Maybe this could just be a segment where we just try to find scary guys.
Scary guys is good. Let's see Dustin Pedroia's. Oh, they got rid of Dustin Pedroia.
You could go
Um,
on BRef. Oh, on Baseball Reference, it's cool if you hover over the picture, they show like a history of it. They don't show
oh, I
all
do
of
that
them.
all the time.
Yeah, it's fun to see.
Um, let's see history of Adam Dunn. I had him up. Adam Dunn as a White
Very
Sox,
exciting.
kind of.
Oh,
No.
wait, go to Jason Worth.
Oh well, Jason Worth
He had
had a
a
great
crazy
history.
trajectory.
The hair down to this. This LA look is oof, ruffian. I don't know.
That's crazy too, because that was when he was younger. He looks older there.
Yeah, I mean it's the goatee effect. It's the
He's got a
conservative
very
goatee guy effect.
that's he's going with the gas station look. That's
Yeah. We should pick MVPs early.
I mean we
I
both agreed
always
it's gonna be
love
Tatis in the
doing it.
NL.
I do think Tatis is legitimately the MVP. Do you think Judge
It's gonna
continues it
be
out?
Judge. Have you looked at Judge's number? Go to Judge's profile right now.
Yeah, no, but what about
He's putting up Bonds numbers. It's
I know.
crazy.
It is wild.
It's fucking
3.2 this
insane.
early
Look at all the
is
and like scroll
the
down. Look at all the
400.
bolding. Yeah, he had a 500 BABIP going into the Padres series. Look at that.
Yeah.
Average, OBP, slug, OPS. Like it's
It really
crazy.
sucks that the contract ended up being worth it for them. But if they
It's not
don't win a
even
World Series out of it,
like
it's
what
fine.
is I don't even he's not even getting paid like a crazy amount, right?
Oh no,
Nine
it's a
years,
great contract for
360.
them.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
He's getting paid like half of what Soto and Otani
Yeah,
get.
it's by far the biggest. Well, he's getting paid what Otani's getting, really. I
Well,
mean,
that's
the
true. Yeah,
Otani
that's fair.
contract,
Yeah,
whatever. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's something. All right. Do we call it at a short episode? Do we have anything else?
Trying to think if it like what else was crazy to me recently. I've really just been watching the Rockies, I gotta say. I just
That's
watched the Rockies and the
insane.
Padres.
I don't know why. I
It's
mean, I've
so
had the week
interesting
from
to me.
hell, so I haven't. I was like apologizing for on the other show about not being a ball watcher, and I got to think what games I've actually watched baseball because my life's been like a mess. Just the Sox, really, and they just. I'm trying to figure out the difference between Fraud Watch and like Bozo Alert.
Yeah.
I'm kind of coming up with those categories. Fraud Watch is pretty obvious, you know. The Red Sox are the ultimate Fraud Watch team. They'll be on Fraud Watch all year. They'll skate into, I'm bringing them up to 84 wins
But like
now.
that's kind of what they were supposed to do. Like
I know.
the
Let's
media
see what their
industrial complex
projections.
like got really hyped on them out of nowhere
I got really
during spring
hyped on them
training.
too.
But like preseason, I think Fangraphs had him at like 83 wins. Pacoda had him around there too. Like this was
Yeah.
they're basically doing what they were supposed to because like their rotation was just it's not very good.
Where can I find the old projected standings on here?
If you go to standings and playoff odds, and then yeah, just hit on
Even just the
and
current
then you take
ones.
go to the calendar right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
2025 preseason, all
yeah.
teams.
So yeah, 84 and a
Yeah,
half wins,
84 and a half. I
basically a coin
know.
flip to the playoffs. Like they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do.
But they have everyone too low. They had the Dodgers at 97.
Yeah, I mean
That's how
yeah.
these things work. They
But if
bring
you
out middle
well,
ground. I
I
would
don't
call
know
that
how
like
to.
an adjusted 88 in my
Yeah,
mind.
that's fair. But like even Pacoda will wild out sometimes. I think Pacoda gave the Dodgers like 104 wins, and they had the Red
Uh,
Sox at like 82.
I don't do Pacoda. I do like the bat. The bat is always
Yeah,
weirdly wacky. Um,
I
yeah,
feel
they
like they're
loved
not
us.
as good with
See,
like
the bat
team.
loved us.
Yeah,
No, they're not. They're wacky, but they had us at 86, top of the AL East. They loved the Mariners. Wow. Okay. It's another odd
the Mariners are
projection.
hitting. Their lineup is suddenly like good. It's kind of
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, the Mariners are probably finally gonna figure it out, I think. I
Uh,
was a big hater on them in
how's
the preseason.
the outlaw from Chapo FYM guy doing? Is he still going to Mariners games?
Oh, I don't watch the that stream.
Oh,
I
I
bet
just know him as a
which guy
character.
we don't need to get into that. But
No, we do. He's
oh,
just a
okay, wait, one more
disgusting
thing on the
Mariners
Rockies.
fan.
One more thing on the Rockies. Who do you think will win more games by the end of this Nuggets series? The Nuggets or the Rockies?
Nuggets. Nah, yeah,
I
Nuggets.
think game
I think
7
it
would be
goes
in
seven.
10 days. Yeah, game 7 would be in 10 days, I think.
Yeah, so I think it goes seven. The Rockies, they have to turn around, right? Let's just go back to the Rockies segment. Let's look at their schedule.
They're about to
We
play.
must.
They're gonna lose this game against the Tigers. They're still losing 8-1.
Oh
Tigers
no,
have
they're
to
playing
play
the
Celtics.
Pods.
Yeah, I think the
Oh
pod.
no.
If the Padres don't sweep this, I'm gonna be pretty upset. And then they go to the
Texas,
Rangers and then the Diamondbacks and then the Phil. They actually have an insanely brutal
and
schedule
then the
coming up.
Yankees.
And
Oh
then the
my
Cubs.
God.
Wait, scroll
And
down.
then the
When's the next?
Mets.
Wow. So
They're
the
not in Miami until June
so
2nd.
yeah, they don't have
There are
like
five wins there. There are
they don't.
5 wins there total.
I I'd say less.
I kind of,
I,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna set
being
I'm gonna
nice.
set the line at 3.5, I think.
I mean,
Maybe
you have to think something balances out, but then you look at that team and I don't know where.
they're now
So,
losing. They're now in the time we
oh look, they
they
got
just gave
two
up
games
another
in a
three
row.
runs.
Was that right after the show that they got their
They
wins?
had won that Chris Sale game the day we recorded because I
So
remember
they
talking
won
about
a
that.
whole game right
Yeah,
after we recorded. So they
yeah.
probably have this Detroit game against Tanner Gordon, who I don't know. So,
No, they're currently losing that 11-1.
okay, well, and they lost the first game today.
Yeah, 10-2. So
And
it's
so then
gotten
they're
worse.
going to get swept by the Padres.
Yeah,
Not trying to
that's the
jinx you
hope.
there. They will.
It is tough
Um,
though. They're gonna be very like the Randy Vasquez game is. I'm gonna really hate that tomorrow. That is gonna suck ass for me. He is a tough watch.
hmm.
So
I'm gonna
who
pick
knows?
them for 2 wins in Texas. There we go. That's my
Okay.
bold prediction
Who's pitching
of the
for the
episode.
Rangers?
Kyle
Uh
Friedland versus Jack Leader. Um,
oh, also go to Patrick Corbin's page. I think he's like actually kind of cooking right now. I think he has like a 3 something ERA.
yeah, I
Yep.
think Corbin's
That's
on a
crazy.
really solid team.
Well,
Mm,
his xERA is kind of bad, but
yeah, that's not good. The FIP isn't. Oh,
yeah.
you know what? His XFIP is lower, so that's
He's
something.
also running an 89.2 strand rate, so it'll the chickens will come home to
Now that
roost.
we
But
have less than a minute, do we want to do a regression episode on just the weirdest FIP and XFIP?
oh yeah, we could do that.
That'd be fun. I like looking into those, and it would actually help my fantasy game, even though I refuse to believe it. For like, I have become a double down on my guys guy. It rewarded me with Ronel Blanco last year. He didn't
Yeah,
go backwards until this year when I
I know.
cut him.
I all the guys I have on like 3 of my teams all kind of hit. Like Glaber's going off. Hunter Brown is incredible. I'm kind of running away with the Mega Vault right now.
You're like 2 games up, and it's pretty close. But yeah, you're